Hey everybody, I'm Briscoe Diggs and welcome to Real Talk. Today I have with us a unicorn. Y'all say gay people are unicorns. This woman's a unicorn. She is a black stunt woman of color. There aren't that many. She's an actress. She is a producer. She's an entrepreneur. She is my friend, Miss Jeanette JJ Branch. Thank you
Aw,
so much, JJ, for being here.
thank you for having me. Thank you. I
Oh
like
God.
the unicorn of it all. That's
I
cute.
know.
I like unicorn.
Now, before we get into anything deep. I want to just first of all, I want to congratulate you on Power Book 2 and your new character of Layla Jones. Now that's a big deal, and you kept that quiet from everybody. Nobody knew. Well, I'm sure some people know, but they didn't say anything. So, congratulations! And how did this come about? And
Well, thank you so much. And yes, it was quiet because the people over there at Power don't play games. So you sign all types of NDAs. You will not be discussing what's going on with that show. It's a huge show. It's a hit show. And one of the reasons because they're able to keep all of the information about the show under wraps. And so when it airs, that's all you know. So
right,
yeah, so I didn't tell anybody anything
no,
about it. So I kept it under wraps. I didn't talk about it and post about it. I didn't mention it to anyone. I just followed the rules. And I'm just so honored to be a part of it because
right.
it's one of my favorite shows. I
Mhm.
love the show. I've been a fan of the show since its existence. And this show represents Jamaica Queens, where I'm born and raised. So it's this Jamaica Queen show. Like,
Right.
how could I be so lucky? You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
yes.
and my agent submitted me for a character. They sent me an audition. It was for a police officer.
Oh, okay.
Officer number one. I was like, oh, it's Power. Okay, cool. Heck yeah, I love to be the show. Officer number one. And so I read the email. At the bottom of the email, it said other roles. So it was other roles they were auditioning for besides the officer one. And
Mhm.
so I said, oh, let's see. I scrolled down and I saw an inmate, Layla Jones. I was like, and it was a reoccurring. Then she had a first and a last name. That was a big hint. And then it was a reoccurring. And I book inmate roles. I just do.
Yeah.
I just do. I have the ability to be really intimidating when need be. And it has worked for me in the past. I called my agent immediately and said, look, thank you for the audition. I'll be there for cop number one. But is there any way I can also be seen for this for inmate? And I sent them. They already had it, but I resent them my headshot of my inmate look.
Oh,
And he
okay.
was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." So they called casting, and casting said, "Well, we'll see her for both." Because casting, I guess, was like, everybody wants to come in for something other than we're sitting them out for. So we'll see it for both. So when I walked in that door as Layla. I didn't
Mhm.
walk in as the cop. I walked in for the role that I wanted. And let me tell you, I looked crazy. And I walked in looking like I was fresh out of jail, like I just broke loose from something. And I went in, I did the audition, and it went great. It went absolutely great. And then I got a phone call maybe about, I read for the cop as well. I went out, changed clothes, came back in, read for the police officer.
Wow.
So maybe about maybe 3 or 4 days later, I got a call from my agent. It was like, you booked. I didn't even have a call back. He was like, you booked. I was so ecstatic. Yes, you
Listen,
talk about walking out on faith and knowing who you are, like being able to see that and know that. And then my agent was like, so that was a good look. So
that's good.
I'm
Oh,
honored to be a part of that whole
for
family, that
sure.
power never ends family. So
Well,
yeah.
I know the subscription of stars went up after you got. I was like, JJ's on TV.
Yes,
It's
yes.
wonderful. It's wonderful. So
Thank
let's get back to let's get back to, but let's tell people how we met. I can tell people how we met, and we can add a
yes,
little bit to the story. I met JJ on the set of Community. I was featured background, and I was the back Donald Glover stand-in as well as any other black man that came on the show. And she came on as Yvette Nicole's a stunt double, doing some crazy driving. I think he did it a few times, but that was the time we met, and
yeah.
we hit it off right away, especially knowing that you
We
were from New York.
did.
It was
We
just
hit
like
it on
bam,
right by craft service, right by the food, right by
right,
the food.
right, right.
Put us together. Yes,
Exactly, and we've been friends ever since. You know, time,
yes,
a space has separated us, but we still. It's just like yesterday when I see you or talk to you,
yes,
just
yes.
the same. And so I guess that was my. I guess you don't have to tell it because I just.
Yeah. That's it.
But every time I hear Jamaica Funk, that song, I think about you all the time. I still dance to that record. I was dancing that song always because that has the jam. So I think about who's from Jamaica. My girl JJ. So I think about you almost like 3 times a week.
Jamaica Queen, baby, Jamaica Queen.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, how are you holding up through all of this pandemic and the protests, Black Lives Matter, all that,
Absolutely.
and saying it loud and clear. They don't have to
Yes.
worry about. So,
Yes.
how you been doing?
I'm feeling very motherland today,
Yes,
as I do every
beautiful.
day, but especially
Mhm.
today. So I want to represent them some today.
That's
But
right.
honestly, I personally have been doing okay. I've been doing
Mhm.
good during the pandemic. It's about being able to be creative and figure out how to make your next move during this time, and it's also about being able to um to be able to change with what's happening, be able to
Mhm.
flow with it. You know what I mean? Try to still figure yourself out in the new you, the new world that we now live in. So I've been doing okay as far as the pandemic and the quarantining and those things have been concerned. Besides a couple pounds I could put on, I need to check off. The gyms was open, and I'm like, okay. And I go running in the park, but then there's people near me. I want nobody near me because I'm
Yeah,
afraid of
right.
COVID. So then I have to go find somewhere to go by myself, and I just end up back in the house. Then the workout doesn't happen. But
Right.
um, I've been doing okay outside that. I'm quarantined with my husband. It's
Mhm.
right after we just got married, so it was like that was a wonderful thing.
Right.
Um, but as far as everything else going on in the world, it's been very heavy,
Mhm.
very heavy. With everything, I feel like a change is coming, a
Yeah.
change is happening,
Mhm.
and I feel like there's resistance. The change is good, but I feel like there's resistance against that good change. But I'm just praying that I'm praying that the good in it all and the good in humanity prevails in this
Mhm.
situation. I'm praying for that, and I'm doing my part to be instrumental in that. I am also encouraging people to make sure that they vote. Um,
Yes.
to please
Mhm.
get out and vote. And if you're not voting for the right person, then you can just sit home and don't vote.
Right.
But
Right.
but but
Mhm.
but I'm not telling anybody who to vote for, but I'm telling you who to vote for.
Come on now.
But so it's things that are either changing.
Mhm.
Hopefully, they're all for the better. It's
Yeah.
rough right now,
Mhm.
but I'm very optimistic about the end result of it.
Right. We
But
have to be.
if you get caught, if you allow it, it will give you an immense amount of anxiety and depression. And I think people are really going through because there's so many different things that are hitting at once.
Right.
But we
Right.
just gotta stay positive. If you're creative, I think creatives are some of the people that feel things the
Mhm.
most. So if you're creative,
Yeah.
just try to stay busy, try to create.
Mhm.
Try to keep trying to figure out what the next step is going to be once this is over, or try to figure out how to be instrumental in influencing what the next step will be. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
it,
something else. It's I
it
wake up some days and I'm like, is this real? Because every day something else crazy happens, and there are people that are saying that they're undecided. How can you be undecided? Now, you either are a fool or you're just not seeing it. I just don't get, and I don't like, I don't want to judge people, but come on, y'all.
it's clearly only one choice.
Right,
Are in love with that choice or not, that's
right,
one thing. But
right,
we have to be smart to know there's only one choice
right.
right now.
It does.
Is either that or the world is going to go back to 19, to 14. I don't
Mhm.
know. Yeah.
Right, for real. And
Yeah.
us being from New York, I'm older than you, but I remember that man.
Yeah.
It wasn't just from the miniseries, but I remember being a young black man being told that anybody that was in Central Park at that time was a suspect.
Yeah.
I was on the other side of the damn park, but I'm still what?
Right.
So do I have
Right.
what's going on, y'all? He wanted them to hunt us down. Didn't matter if we were guilty or innocent or whatever. So
Didn't
I
matter.
remember that, and I would never like that man. I don't even like to say his name, like Whoopi Goldberg. She won't say his name. She said
Yeah,
it one day.
I won't wait. I
Made a
won't say
mistake.
his name. Mm-hmm. But
So I'm sorry.
and we know who he is, and a lot of New
No.
Yorkers we know because he was even in being in papers of being the slumlord and being
Mhm.
prejudiced against who he wanted to rent his properties to, and so
Mhm.
we know a con
Yeah,
artist.
for real.
He's been around us for a long time.
Mhm.
We've known that, and so now the world knows.
Now the world knows,
So
yeah. And I think I think in a way it was a positive for us, people of color, to see that all of that vitriol and stuff is still out there. And I guess sometimes some people, I guess where we live in big cities, that sometimes we forget that even
yeah,
in these cities, when these people are smiling in your face in the grocery store, they really want to just call you an N-word. And now they can do it, and they have done it. So it's just new. It's like I understand how our ancestors felt, or people that came before us, felt where it's like, wow, any day now somebody can come and just, hit you over the head, arrest you, do whatever, and it's not really much we can do about it except for stand together. And that's what we're doing right now. We're
Yeah,
speaking our true
and fight,
voices.
because
And
it's
fight, yeah,
it's gonna be it
yeah,
would be a fight if
for
it don't do
real.
that.
Because I'm saying
Believe
if those voting people come down to my black neighborhood and try to go to our voting place, they're gonna get hurt. So
yeah,
y'all need to
yeah.
stay away. Just don't come over here to the black neighborhood. Stay away.
It's just sad for
It is.
the so-called leader of the free world to
Yeah,
encourage such
it is.
behavior.
It
It's
is.
really sad and disheartening. And it's like, if that man can act like a child, how do you tell children not to act a certain way?
Exactly.
And so,
Oh, it's scary, but we'll get. He gonna get. It's
yeah,
gonna turn around. It has to. It
it's
really is.
going to. It's going to be definitely positive, and it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay.
a beautiful, wonderful new day is coming.
It is. It
I'm
really
looking forward
is.
to it.
Yeah. So let's get back to JJ. It's fun.
Yeah.
Your career. But no, before I get to your career, I want to talk about your upbringing just a little bit because
Yeah.
that kind of led probably to your daredevilness. Tell us a little bit about your family, the business that they were in. They were kind of daredevils as well. So
Yeah. Well, I have 9 brothers.
yeah,
9.
9 brothers and 4 sisters.
Yeah. Well, 5 sisters.
Five.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
this.
I get them confused. Yeah, 5 sisters plus me. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Um,
Did y'all have more than one bathroom? I'm just joking.
6 plus me. Sorry.
Right.
Papa's a Rolling Stone with Ladies House his home. So sometimes I get the number
Okay.
confused. 6 sisters
Uh,
plus. Yes. Okay.
I
So
get
you.
it. I
Yes.
understand.
Yes. So yeah, but growing up as a tomboy, especially following around my older brothers, I kind of idolized them a lot, and
Right.
I wanted to be around them a lot. And so I was like their little project in many ways. They really made me a tomboy in many ways. So living in LA, looking for acting work, and uh, that was a challenging thing. And then I had 2 friends who were stunt women, and they were always trying to get me to become a stunt woman. I'm like, I do not want to do that. I'm an actor. I do not do stunts. I didn't want no parts of it. And then we got together and we did a short film. We all wrote our piece within that short film. And in my part of it, I had to do a stunt. My character was beat up by her husband. It was an abusive piece, and so a domestic violence piece, I should say. And so they taught me and walked me through doing this scene. And the guy who played my husband was actual stuntman.
Oh, okay.
So they walked me through this scene, and we did this scene, and we just tore this office up. And we were done with the scene. My adrenaline was going, and I was like, okay, I'm in.
Right.
I'm in. Like this, I get it now. I get it. And I started training after that, and that was 15 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your first professional stunt thing? Was that ER? Or
I think my very first stunt job was
I have it right here. No,
it's the show. Everybody,
look it up in
my name is
notes.
Earl. Is that the name of the show? My name is Earl. I'm
Yeah.
saying it. You know the show with
Yeah. Oh yeah. My name is Earl. That was him. That's
Earl.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Well, I love that show too. I actually
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I
a
love.
good show. I had a fight to do in a strip club. The strip club was called Chubby's.
Oh yeah.
Chubby's was the name of the strip club. And I doubled the actress that was on, and we did a fight scene, a big old all-out fight scene, rolled over the pool table, like while all the men sat back and watched. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you've done quite a few. Like you said, 15 years. You've done equal amount of stunt acting and body doubling as well as your acting. So can you just give us an example of some of the people and some of the gigs that you've stood in, or that you stunt doubled for that people might not necessarily know? Because
Oh, wow. Well, I've done my main girl is Niecy Nash, as you know. So I do all of Niecy's stuff, and which she's also one of my good friends. So which is like the most fun going to work is going to work with Niecy Nash. Believe that.
I can imagine.
So much fun. Yeah, always a good time. I doubled Mindy Kaling on the Mindy Project for 3 seasons on her show. Wonderful person. Mindy is amazing. Her whole entire crew and cast at the Mindy Project was just amazing people. That was another job that was just fun going to work, to be around these people and to do this job. Let me think what else. I've doubled, like you said, Yvette Nicole Brown before on
Yeah.
Community, and I love Yvette. Yvette is an amazing person too. So I've been blessed. I've been blessed to actually work for some amazing people. I've also doubled Sharon Leal back on Graham. I've doubled Angela
Yes.
Bassett.
Oh, you heard that one? I loved Graham. I watched every episode. That was you?
Really.
What?
So it was a scene with Sharon Leal when her character, I think, first turned.
Right.
And she ran and tackled this guy, and she
Right.
tried to that was me.
I
Yeah,
remember, okay, no, I watched every episode. She's one of my
yeah,
favorite actresses. I watch her on anything she's in. Supergirl, she's on that as well.
yeah.
I watched that. So yeah, I
That's
love her. So
crazy.
I
So
didn't
the
know that.
stunt coordinator on Graham name is Matt Taylor. He's actually now the stunt coordinator on Claws. I'm actually in New Orleans right now, working on Claws right now. Yeah. So
Claus is back.
and he's actually our coordinator this season.
Okay. Well,
COVID.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's really good.
That's so amazing. Big to work with him again. But yeah,
Yeah.
so just
Yeah, you
some
know
amazing
what? Did you do some for wait a minute, for what was the Marvel movie and Hunger Games?
So I did Captain America.
Captain America. I'm sorry, Captain America.
Yeah. So on that I did what is called indie work. So
Okay.
indie work is non-descriptive. It doesn't mean you actually double an actor. It means like if there's a crowd of people and everyone's running and falling and jumping and all those people usually stunt people.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
it's all
okay.
non-descriptive work. So
That's cool though. That's wow.
oh, it is.
It's fun.
I've done that on that, Hunger Games, a few other
Yeah.
good movies.
Y'all need to look her up. IMDb. Jeanette Branch. I'm serious. So what is it like being on Claws and being behind the scenes? Sorry. I'm saying sorry to my light. Okay. And also working as a character, because your character.
Blessed and grateful I am for that, to be able to be a working stunt double on a hit show, doubling the lead on the show.
Right.
And then also they allow me to be one of the characters on the show.
I love it. I know.
Blessing. I'm so grateful for everybody here at Claws. They're just the most amazing people, everyone. And so I'm just very grateful for that. So yeah, so my character name is Sheree.
Sheree.
Lady.
Her nails.
Or you may not get your mail. It just depends on how you treat Sheree. Now you come correct, especially during the holidays, during Christmas, during Thanksgiving, you put a little extra something out there for me, and I'm gonna make sure you get all your mail. But if you don't, baby, you get what you get.
She's right though. Let me tell you. I love Sheree. I love her. Yeah, I love male people. Like you have to, yes. And in real life, she's right. Tip your male people. If you know them, your male people, UPS man, you want all that stuff to be coming nice. So you're right. You're doing a service for other.
And listen, a shout out to everybody that works in mail service, because let me tell you, them pants that I wear, they have no stretch. And let me tell you something, to have to walk neighborhoods and blocks and miles, and those pants, I could not imagine such. That they need a raise for that alone.
Oh God.
And they make you look boxy and square.
Yeah, I know.
Not flattering at all. So shout out to all the mail carriers. I salute you.
So salute them in that daggone outfit.
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable. Like, oh.
So how is it's your first anniversary just passed just recently. Yeah. So how has it been a year being married? I was invited to the wedding, I just couldn't go. But I was with you in spirit. So how was
you cannot come to my wedding?
I'm sorry, yeah. I could have came if it was like a week. No, if it was right now, I could go.
Well, it's COVID.
I'm just joking. But no.
People there now. That's it.
Yeah, right. You be like nobody there. I'll be there, but nobody.
We had 210 people at the wedding.
Wow. They had that. I never let you answer the question. I'm sorry. So how was the wedding and how's married life for the first year? And
it's been amazing. It's been amazing. The wedding itself was amazing. I'm still high off the wedding itself. It was just a wonderful, wonderful evening. Friends and family, everybody being there, and being married this first year has just been amazing. I'm a very, very, very lucky woman. Have an awesome, awesome husband. And it's just been amazing. And let me tell you something, quarantine will put you to the test. Right. You have to get married, all of a sudden you quarantine and he working from home and you at home because you don't have a job, because I was working 2 jobs. I was filming Power and Claws when COVID hit and sent me home for some months sitting up on the couch. And so he's at home working. So, COVID will put you to the test on these things. And as it did. So
that's good that it's not, and that's not good that it happened. That quarantine that has happened, but it's good that you guys were able to get that one-on-one time that was kind of forced on y'all. A lot of couples don't get that. They get married, do this little honeymoon or whatever, or not, and then go straight to work and doing this and that, and then they're like, but y'all got to be able to do that, and so y'all have did like maybe like 5 years of marriage in 1 year. No way. Y'all got all that little stuff that you might have gotten out the way. So y'all, I'm happy for you. And I
Thank
remember
you.
living here in LA, and it was like us talking about being single and stuff. I'm still single, but this right now it's a choice because I'm not dating anybody during COVID.
Yeah.
I'm not that desperate. I'm on Match.com though, but.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
Match.com
yeah,
works.
I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I just signed up. I haven't like pressed the button on paying for it yet, but I'm gonna.
You haven't
I
pressed the
just want.
button yet?
Yeah. I want to see how it looks first. It looked like the guys that were responding were
Okay.
okay. No crazies. I can't really tell by your face, but
But let me tell you, I feel like you're gonna have to go through it. You're gonna meet a couple of crazies. It just kind of
Yeah.
what it is when it comes to online dating. But then you'll meet someone who's looking for what you're looking for, who's also a
Right.
good match. So don't let the crazies scare
Okay.
you. Just when you see her, dodge it and keep on
Right.
going. Just keep on going because who you're looking for is looking for you right now. So
Thank you. Thank you. So also want to ask you, how is a life on set as far as with COVID's going on? As how have things really changed a lot? I'm sure. And
so different.
oh
It's so
gosh.
different.
Mhm.
Yeah. So on the set that we're on now, we get tested 3 times a week.
Okay.
They do not play 3 times a
Mhm.
week. We go in, everybody, the
Right.
crew, the cast, everybody.
Mhm.
Um, all of the crew has to wear a mask at all times and a face shield at all times.
Okay.
The cast does not because the cast has to take theirs off to do the
Mhm.
scenes. But everyone around has mask on at all times when they're on set.
Good.
So it's like the safest we can possibly try to make ourselves. They have what is called a rapid test, where they're getting results back pretty fast. At least 2 of those 3 tests we take a week. 2 of them are rapid tests, so that's a
Okay.
thing. So, but it is what it is. It still feels weird.
Mhm.
It feels weird both ends. It feels weird to be all masked up, and it feels weird to go on set and to say your lines and to take your mask off. That feels weird to me as well because for the
Right.
last few months I've been like away from everybody, like with a mask on. So now that feels weird. Lunch is different. We have a system that we order what we want for lunch the night before online.
Oh wow.
And then when lunch or breakfast comes the next day, they have it ready for you. You just pick it up. It's already bagged and everything.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
I was really curious about that for real.
Yeah. Craft
Yeah.
services, no more going over there looking through your chips, finding your
Mhm.
chips or your nut bar that you want to.
Mm.
You ask for what you want. There's people back there with gloves and masks on. They will say, "You want chips? You want plain? You want Lay's? What you want?" And
Ooh.
they will hand you your chips.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So they're doing whatever they can do to
Wow.
keep it.
As
Yeah.
long as it's safe, that's what matters because people have turned in this time to entertainment. What else can they do? The things that we are doing, and that's what that people are turning to. They have to have that escape, and you guys are actually essential workers. For real. Because if there was no entertainment, what would we do? I mean,
I don't
audio
know.
books. Some people are blind; they have to listen to audio books. Things like that. Those things are very important in life. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tap my own horn. I'm at home right now doing my own little show. But I
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that
Your show's not little.
yeah,
It's an amazing show, and I'm
mhm,
so happy to be a part of it.
let me
But yeah,
tell you.
you're right. And
Mhm,
so it is because people, depression is a real thing. And
mhm,
so the world changing and people being unsure about their futures and about their jobs, about their livelihoods, and about the ability to take care of their families is a real thing. So
mhm,
sometimes you need a release from that. And sometimes
right,
that's what movies and TV shows and sports
mhm.
uh, can create a moment just for you to just release from what's really going on. So I think it's much, much needed.
Yeah, yeah. My one of my nephews, I can't remember the team, Jalen. So don't get mad at me. I'm not much as, but he had a football game last week. I missed it, but I saw it. I missed it though. And we were sports. We're a sports family, but I'm not gonna say because I'm gay because that's ridiculous. Gay people play sports, but I just didn't get the hair and makeup gene or the sports gene. So I'm not. I'm just me. But yeah, he was.
Differently, that's all. But just yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I root for him, and I want him to go do well. But I'm just. I haven't been able to watch, but I'm gonna watch and give my nephew some because he goes to USC and no, it's different nephew. They're brothers. They both
Right.
play. One plays for USC and one plays for something else.
Right.
So I'm supposed to be a big sports family, so we're big in the entertainment part. We have it covered. So my brother-in-law Reggie used to be the general manager of the Raiders, and he moved to the Miami Dolphins. So
Right.
At least it's warmer. I don't know because they were in Green. He was in Green Bay for a while. I'm like Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, it's cold.
Freezing over there for years. Then he moved over
Those
there.
Chiefs are loyal though. Oh, they are loyal.
I know. Oh yeah, I know. For
Yeah,
real.
Chiefs fans
Very
are
loyal. Very loyal. So what does JJ have coming up next? Or can you? Or maybe you can't say.
Well, I have. Let me tell you what's born out of quarantine for me. A show, an online show
That's right.
called The Smoke. It was born out of quarantine with Laverne Newton and Stephen Joseph, and is their creation. They came to me and was like, "We need you to be a part of the show," and I agreed. I didn't even know what I was getting into, but I was so glad I got into it. I knew them, so I trusted them,
Right.
and so it's been an amazing experience and such an amazing show. So it's a show. It's called, like I said, The Smoke, and we talk about dating, we talk about marriage, we talk about divorce, we talk about sex, we talk about everything that is male, female, and we answer questions. So it started from women wanting to just have answers about why men move the way they do in certain situations dealing with in relationships. And so it started one night when women would ask all the questions and men would answer. We call it The Smoke because we want the straight up answer. We don't want a watered down version of it. We don't want you to just pussyfoot around. We want you to give it to us straight. We want to hear it loud and clear, straight with no chase.
Right.
So and it's been an amazing thing. We have an amazing audience. I can't even call them audience. I want to call them members because they participate every other week inside of our show themselves, of being truthful and being transparent and being open. And it just is one of the most amazing experiences. You have got to come on one night and check us out. The Smoke. You can find us on Facebook at the Smoke, but we spell The Smoke with a D. So it's DA Smoke. The Smoke.
The Smoke. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure that even though it's geared to straight couples, anybody in a relationship could probably understand.
It's not couples. It's loads of single people, probably more single people.
Okay. So
married couples on it though, but most people are actually single on it.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, but if you're in if you do relationships or dating or anything, period, then you can come and get some questions answered. Or come input. Come answer some questions. People want to know why. Come answer some questions. It is a good time. The first 2-3 shows that we did lasted like 5 hours. We was like, okay, we gotta go. People, good night.
Right, that's good though.
I'm exhausted. But so we've had to really try to narrow it down because the response has been so amazing and so overwhelming that it's more than what we expect. So
that's great.
Extremely proud of it. Extremely proud of the show. And what it does, I learned so much just hearing different perspectives on different topics. Every week is a new topic. Well, it's every other week, so we do it twice a month.
Okay.
A new topic, everything from keeping it spicy to accountability. When is the woman accountable for this, that, and the other? We give different scenarios of things. And, then the universe blesses us with topics sometimes, like we went down with Will and Jada about entanglement. That became a topic, explaining what entanglement is and is it wrong for a marriage, if it works for them, everybody can mind their business type of thing. So we would answer questions about things like that. It's just been an amazing experience. And so everybody needs to come in and check out at some point in time.
Yeah, one of my main questions would be, how much do people let outside influences mess with your relationships? That's one, because sometimes it's always people are trying to chime their little way. And what I mean by that is just not giving advice, but just might have been through a situation that was terrible for them, and then they're going to tell you, that happens. So I like to understand, like, where that comes from, because I would definitely. I'm not an expert in relationships. Obviously, I'm not in one, so therefore, I would want to get people's opinions on how to
That's the beauty. None of us are, and so we're all there to learn and to get advice and to actually give it. Because if you've been through a situation that you need answers on, there's someone there who's been on the opposite end of it, and they
Right.
can shed some light to you of why maybe it went down that way, or what
Mhm.
you could have done differently, or what the other person could have done differently,
Mhm.
to give you a little bit of clarity and sometimes closure about
Yeah.
what happened in your life. And so
Whew.
it's been a real give and take and a sway of emotions and of information, like I said, and transparency from all the members. And
That's
it's a
wonderful.
wonderful thing. It is
Yeah.
hilarious. We laugh sometimes. Oh God, we laugh. And it's just been a wonderful journey. And so I'm very, very, very proud of the show and what
Uh,
the show offers and what it's done. And it creates healing. You know, I'm all about
right.
healing.
Oh, and that's what we
It
need.
creates healing. And so,
Mhm.
in
Yeah,
a
because
straight up way.
yeah,
So,
because sometimes we hold on to things for so long, we don't even realize we're doing it
we
until we
do.
hear it from somebody else. Like, oh, then, oh, okay, wow, that I didn't know I was doing that, and
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So the smoke. Find us on Facebook.
yes, we're gonna. I put up all the links and stuff.
It's private, so just come and send a request to be invited in.
Right.
We try to keep everybody there within the family, so we kind of know who everyone is.
Oh yeah.
And the invites for to actually get the Zoom link for the show or released with inside the group. So you have to remember the group
Oh, okay.
to come onto the show. You know,
That's
that's
good.
how we kind of keep it to a minimum and make sure that everyone has opportunity to shine within the show.
Mhm.
It's wonderful.
And
Yeah.
get and you weed out. Dare I say the crazy people?
Yeah, you do. You do that to crazy people. You do, because you have to do that. You have to do that.
Have to. You really do. You really have to because you might be
Yeah,
doing something for the good, and if somebody is interrupting and then trying to take your thing to a into a different place, and you're like,
yeah,
nope, not here. So yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
But oh, I always love your smile. You just have a beautiful smile. Look at you. You just I miss your face, JJ. Oh, I am so proud of everything you're doing. This is really good. I'm like I said, we waited for over like 5 years since I started the original version of the show to get you on, and the show stopped for a while, and then now due to COVID, I brought it back in the Zoom, and it's like she's on location, like she said earlier. I'm at home, and we're able to do this. So
Yeah,
this
absolutely. I've been looking forward to it. So thank you for having me and for
oh,
even asking me to be a part of it.
oh
And I'm
my
so
gosh,
proud of you. You don't give
thank you.
yourself enough credit, brother. What you're
Oh,
doing is a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's a brave thing. And it's something that you should be doing, especially during the time it's needed. It's
oh,
needed. So you're
thank you.
creating content. And so and you know how to do this. You're so good at it. So this is
Thank
just great.
you.
So thank you for allowing me to be a part of it.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna cry now. Of
appreciate you.
course.
Hug. Give you
I
hugs.
know,
So
right? Hug.
I miss you. Yes.
So I'm gonna sign off, but before I go, I want people to know that hit that like button or the subscribe button if you like what you see here.
Please, yes, hit the
Yes,
like button,
yes.
subscribe,
And
subscribe.
right, and I'm gonna put up all links for JJ's um, project, The Smoke, and other things, so you can find out more about JJ. And
Yes.
also, everyone, remember, if you have a dream in your heart and a plan, it's never too late.
Mm.
Can you dig it?